Well, breaking news that we're getting in from the northeastern state of Manipur. Fresh clashes have been reported in the violence-hit state. At least 5 people have been killed, including a policeman, and 12 people have been injured. What sources have told NDTV is that the security forces had to use tear gas and fire from point-blank range on those defying the curfew. Now remember, fresh clashes were reported earlier as well. Now this happened in instances of firing on civilians, and this was a confrontation between terrorist groups, militant groups and security forces, and the violence was reported particularly in those areas marked out as problematic. Now remember, this comes just on the day when Amit Shah, Union Home Minister Amit Shah, is scheduled to visit the northeastern state. Now this is his 3-day visit to the northeastern state of Manipur. Remember, this comes close in the heels of the violence, the ethnic clashes reported in Manipur. So these are visuals of various parts of Manipur, various districts of Manipur, where fresh clashes have been reported. So, 5 people have been killed and 12 injured. Now remember, earlier the Chief Minister had said that around 40 terrorists carrying automatic weapons have been gunned down by security forces. This happened yesterday. This was a coordinated operation. Now after that, 5 people have been killed, including a policeman, and 12 have been injured. These are also visuals from the hospital. Now remember, Union Home Minister will be visiting Manipur, and he will be there till the 1st of June. Now this is in the centre's bid to, in a sense, broker peace in the northeastern state and reach out to various stakeholders and bring normalcy back in the state. Manipur has been in the grip of ethnic clashes that broke out following the tribal solidarity march organized in the hill districts to protest against the Maithai community's demand for ST status. At least 80 people have been killed in the clashes so far. There's internet shutdown and curfew remains for 25 days.
No, just mass combing operations along with the helicopter surveillance has started, and we are trying to find out the culprits, those militants who are attacking the civilians.
Yesterday, even this morning, in all the peripheral areas of the hill districts and the Imphal Valley, there is firing going on. And one thing I'm really pained to witness is these state forces, the commandos per se here, have been using mortar bombs and 2-inch mortars, and including snipers.
Alright, Ratnadeep is now joining us on the phone line. Ratnadeep, just explain to us that these 5 people were killed in confrontation between whom? Because there are a lot of reports and rumors doing the rounds. So really break it down for us as to what these fresh clashes really are.
Well, the situation in Manipur remains very tense. Even as we report, overnight there have been reports of thousands of people actually in different parts of the state, including state capital Imphal, defying curfew, coming on the streets, and the security forces had to use force, had to use tear gas. Blank firing has been heard, to disperse the crowd. Now this is happening almost round the clock, despite curfews in several areas, and these 5 deaths that have been reported in the past 24 hours are again from different areas. These these are civilian deaths. Apart from that, the state government has said that in the last 72 hours or so, that combing operations have started against militants, given the fact that there are allegations that militants have been involved in these clashes. They have been, the militants are entering in the mob, and they're using automatic weapons, kind of using the mob as human shield to fire on civilians as well as security forces. So therefore, combing operations have started for the past 3 days, and in those operations, at least 40, militants or terrorists, as the state government is putting it, have been killed. But these are 5 people, includes 4 civilians and 1 policeman. Now, this policeman who succumbed to his injuries was shot in an encounter with one of the militant groups. And the 5 civilians, it is not clear whether they have been shot in crossfire between security forces and militants, or they have been shot in the clashes. But clashes have also been taking place. There are reports of arson from different areas. In fact, only yesterday, the residents of a prominent BJP MLA right in the state capital Imphal, K.H. Raghumani, he is the MLA from the Uripok constituency. His house was vandalized when the locals actually went to submit a memorandum, but there were some altercations, and it is alleged that his son actually fired from his licensed gun. So there is a bit of while the security forces are in one hand are trying to keep the two communities away from clashing with each other and also carry out combing operations, but it seems that people are defying curfew. So therefore, it is a very tough situation at this moment, which is emerging even as Amit Shah is expected to visit, try to start centered initiative for reach out to all stakeholders and initiate dialogue so as to bring normalcy in Manipur. But at this moment, the situation is under control. That's what authorities are telling us. But it remains tense because people are defying curfew. Skirmishes are taking place. Operations against militants are taking place, and we are still getting reports of firing, arson, and we played out that the soundbite of one of the tribal leaders. The tribal groups are alleging that the state, wherever the state forces are operating, the state forces are trying to target them. This is an allegation against the state forces by the tribal groups. So, therefore, the overall situation still remains very tense in Manipur.